So context is key, right? And we talk a lot about context on this show. An Idaho lawmaker says a clip of him commenting on abortion pills, IUDs, and Plan B was taken totally out of context. That clip, all 10 seconds of it, from an interview segment on Idaho Reports on Idaho Public Television. It generated a lot of conversation and, frankly, fear over the weekend. That clip was being shared across Idaho social media channels, and it shows Representative Brent Crane, who chairs the House State Affairs Committee, being asked if he would hear legislation to ban things like abortion pills sent through the mail, IUDs, and Plan B. To which he responds, as you just heard, "I would absolutely." His comments are then cut off in that clip. Chief Political Reporter Joe Paris sat down with Representative Crane to, well, get hopefully more than 3-word answers on contraceptives and if he expects Idaho lawmakers to try and ban something like IUDs.
How about abortion pills via mail or IUDs or Plan B? Would you hear legislation to ban those?
I would. Absolutely.
After Supreme Court documents on Roe v. Wade leaked last week, that 10-second clip shared across social media is causing concern for Idahoans that worry that the state could ban things like contraceptives or drugs prescribed to end a pregnancy. The man quoted in that clip, Nampa Representative Brent Crane, says there is more explanation needed, and the popular clip being shared misses the crux of his answer.
The clip is obviously taken out of context and is being used for political purposes to derive a narrative and also to raise money. It's very unfortunate that they're using it to scare women and to try to raise money around this issue, but that's exactly what has happened.
Crane, who serves as a chairman on the House State Affairs Committee, says that the context missed in the clip is that he was talking about medical concerns of drugs that can induce an abortion. He says he wasn't talking about contraceptives like IUDs.
I went on to explain that what I was concerned about was the abortifacient piece, then the health of the mother, the concerns. There are rumors that are out there that some of these abortifacients, that women have complications. And so my feeling is that we should probably have a hearing to let both sides come and present the evidence to the committee, and then let the committee decide how they want to handle the issue of abortifacients.
Abortifacients are substances that induce an abortion. After the edited clip was posted and shared over the weekend, some spoke out on social media about fears of losing options when it comes to contraceptives, and specifically emergency contraceptives. Idaho Democratic Party Chairwoman Lauren Necochea put out a statement in response to the clip, saying in part, "The admission that Idaho's Republican lawmakers may outlaw safe and effective forms of birth control is our worst fear realized. It proves that this was never about abortion. It is about enacting extremist views and stripping away Idahoans' most basic freedoms. This declaration should serve as a wake-up call for every Idahoan in America that our right to a privacy and the very control of our bodies and lives are in their crosshairs."
It's unfortunate that got taken out of context, that Representative Crane would have a hearing and he's going to ban IUDs. That's not true. That is false. I have absolutely no plans to do anything that is going to outlaw or ban IUDs. My wife and I, in our own personal family planning, have used contraceptives. And so I don't have any plans to outlaw it. I will not be bringing the legislation. And if a legislator comes and wants to propose legislation that bans IUDs, I have no desire or intent to move that legislation forward or to allow it to have a hearing.
To be clear, Crane says he is a pro-life lawmaker who believes abortion should be outlawed.
Abortifacients for me are something that are I would actually hear legislation to outlaw pills that perform an abortion. However, I believe a woman has the right with regards to contraceptive care and the choice of the contraceptives that they are going to use. And so we will have that debate should this ruling get passed down. We will have that debate in committee, and we will determine where the Idaho legislature feels like Idaho should be with regards to that issue.
Crane says he has heard from constituents over the weekend and understands concerns.
The way that was characterized, it caused a lot of women to be concerned that their contraceptive care was going to be taken away, and that is simply not true. And so I appreciate the opportunity to clear this up. But I don't have any concerns that Idaho lawmakers are going to be taking away your access to contraceptives.
All right, Joe, so having a hearing is one thing. You can listen to things and not really do anything with it. But he's kind of the gatekeeper, being the chairman of a committee, to whether these things actually even get heard. Has he heard anything about such things coming up.
Well, it's interesting. Representative Crane made it a point to say to me, Brian, that he has not heard from any lawmakers or anything in the State House of somebody drafting up a piece of legislation that says, okay, we anticipate Roe v. Wade is going to get overturned. Let's present this, this, and this to get rid of contraceptives or Plan B pills. He says that at this point, lawmakers are waiting and seeing. That's not to say we don't see something at the legislature coming up in 2023, but right now, Representative Crane says they're waiting, they're watching like the rest of America, and that he has not heard of anything being drafted up.
Because this is, of course, a question of privacy, which is Roe v. Wade, what it handles. And if that goes away, well, then where's that privacy line, I guess, is the question people are worried about.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of conversations to have this summer and heading into the fall, and really for years to come, depending on what the Supreme Court does. Of course, a lot of people are expecting them to reverse Roe v. Wade, but until that happens, it doesn't happen.